The Chainsaw Man movie Reze Arc was more than an animated thrill ride, it was an emotional gut punch.
The name's Reze.
Studio MAPPA delivers something that feels achingly raw, deeply human, and heartbreakingly intimate. It's a story about love, identity, and the quiet ache of wanting something you just can't have.
I might fall for this girl.
All wrapped up in some of the most gorgeous cinematography I have ever seen in an animated film. Coming hot off the tails of UFO Table's Demon Slayer's Infinity Castle movie, it had monstrous shoes to fill, and it delivered on every single point. The story is remarkably well executed. MAPPA had an entire manga arc to condense in just an hour and 40 minutes, and they managed to do so without losing any of its emotional core. The film pacing starts slow but builds tension beautifully, creating a rhythm that feels deliberate and rewarding. What's most impressive is how coherent and contained the story feels. Even those new to the series can enjoy the story with ease and follow the story on without issue. The tension begins almost immediately, with the emotional stakes clearly laid out from the start, and is driven by striking visuals that blend seamlessly into the world's grim atmosphere and the narrative of the story. We experience much of the story from Denji's perspective, which allows us to understand not only his concerns but his emotional disconnection from the world around him. And when it does break away from Denji's perspective, it uses haunting visual storytelling and sharp tonal contrasts to remind us just how disconnected and fragile Denji's understanding of the world around him really is. And the adaptation itself is a masterpiece, breaking up longer, complex moments into digestible cinematic moments that still make the story feel coherent. And the film uses time skips intelligently, cutting unnecessary transitions, focusing tightly on the emotional through line. It's so well balanced that at times it feels like watching two movies. One gritty, violent story about death, devils, and survival, and the other an intimate portrait of Denji's loneliness and his desperate search for intimacy and connection. And together, these layers make the story feel raw and deeply human. You're not just watching things happen to Denji, you're watching his perspective of the world evolve, and oftentimes without him really realizing. And that subtle transformation is what makes this adaptation so powerful. While the cast is relatively small, it uses that as an advantage. Instead of juggling a large ensemble of characters, it focuses on a handful of central figures: Denji, Reze, Aki Hayakawa, and the Angel Devil. And this tighter scope allows for a deeper emotional connection, with dialogue that really pulls you in and makes you feel emotionally submersed inside the world.
Pretty brave to come this close to me. You know touching me would siphon off your life.
And the cast really drives home how each character sees the world.
If either tries to run or double-cross us, then they die on the spot.
Capturing just how bleak and exhausting their lives can be through sharp, emotionally charged dialogue.
Things can't make legitimate pacts with devils. Even if you did feed it Denji, it wouldn't be compelled to let us escape. So Team Kill Denji is disbanded. We're devil hunters. We only kill devils.
It's a testament to the voice actors, who deliver gripping performances across the board. Reze, who's voiced by Reina Ueda, transitions effortlessly between a playful warmth and this cold ruthlessness without missing a beat, a balance that makes her both magnetic and unsettling.
私の名前、レゼ。私が全部教えてあげる。
Denji, voiced by Kinosuke Toya, manages to keep the energy levels high, balancing his chaotic narrative and nature through often surprising introspection.
俺の心はマキマさんだけのもんだ。でも体が勝手に。
Meanwhile, Aki, voiced by Shogo, and the Angel Devil, voiced by Maya Uchida, bring a quieter emotional weight. Their exchanges are filled with thought-provoking dialogue and a tension that makes their characters feel so painfully real as they explore conflicting ideologies and perspectives. And one of the film's most compelling strengths is its recurring use of symbolism, which underscores its central themes of love, betrayal, intimacy, and vulnerability with a remarkable subtlety. At times, the story embraces its intense realism, grounding its narrative in everyday moments, and that makes the emotional stakes feel deeply relatable, with this tenderness being reflected in a warm, vibrant color palette of bright sunlight and rosy hues, which then abruptly shifts to a darker, more unsettling visual, often portrayed by deep dim-lit corridors, deep blood-red lighting, and grim visualizations of death and destruction that evoke the story's more macabre undertones. These contrasts enrich the story's emotional texture, weaving in the characters' philosophies with a subtle nuance that feels essential. The world of Chainsaw Man is gritty, brutal, poetic, and often profoundly lonely. The film captures this duality through a blend of striking horror elements juxtaposed against serene, everyday scenes. Every color choice feels deliberate, a visual language that conveys the story's emotional depth without ever needing words, and quietly speaking volumes about the fragile human experience that lives at its core. This rich visual tapestry is what makes Chainsaw Man so compelling and makes it resonate so deeply, transforming it into much more than just an action movie. Overall, Chainsaw Man, the movie, was much better than I was anticipating or even expected. While it delivers the intense action-packed experience that fans anticipated, it also unfolds with a deeply emotional journey filled with unforgettable characters, memorable moments, and beautiful visual storytelling. MAPPA transforms chaos and violence into something poetic, crafting something that hits like a punch to the gut but lingers like a quiet heartbreak. Whether you're a longtime fan or just stepping into this world for the first time, this movie will move you in ways you didn't expect. It's brutal, it's beautiful, it's unforgettable. It serves as a powerful meditation on love, pain, and what it means to be human, and redefines what we can and should expect from an anime movie. All in all, I would give it a 10 out of 10. It was one of my favorite movies that I've seen all year, and I cannot wait for more movies to come out with such visually compelling storytelling.